Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video over on the channel by the name of LeaIsChill. Of course, we are here to return once again to Punishing Gray Ravens, or Raven. I keep on adding the S for some reason. To go ahead and finish off the Black Rock Shooter collab. Now, I don't know if I have enough time to do the entire thing right now, because I do have therapy at a couple of hours from now. So I'm gonna have to just kind of record half of this now and half of this later. It'll all be one video, so no worries about it. But hopefully you guys will enjoy today. I went ahead and watched the original Black Rock Shooter movie, in which I realized there was also two follow-up series released in 2012 and 2022. I didn't end up getting the chance to watch these two because I'm currently trying to move into a new place, so the weekend was kind of filled up with a bunch of that, so I didn't have time to hop on and watch it. But I watched the original movie, and so it turns out I was wrong. It isn't her sister, it's actually a classmate, and it's a very toxic Yuri relationship. And so I wonder just how much I paid attention versus just kind of caring about the action. And of course, I heard about the action last time a ton. But we are here to return today to go ahead and hop into the second half of the Black Rock Shooter collab over here and have some fun with it. Today, also, I have a Japanese convenience store that opened up by me, right? And they actually got a brand new coffee today in Max Coffee. And I used to watch a show called Oregairu. I think it's actually Yahari Oregase Shun ga Machigai Teru. You know what I mean? I love that series a lot, and the whole joke inside it is the guy's obsessed with this exact coffee. So it made me really happy to find it. I just want to mention that before I turn my camera off and we go right into the story stuff. But let's go ahead and get right into the conflict and see how much we want to do before I head out today. Every story needs a conflict. I'm sacrificing one of the bishop's dice for decisions. The roll is 5, confirming events C2 to C6. Move the knight to C4, which triggers an event. Knight earns 2 additional dice. It's now your turn. Making gestures for you to proceed, and the round counts on a scoreboard, jumps from 11 to 12. The 12th round of the game, and the 6th move for both sides. The 3D chessboard lights up, clearly showing the status of either side. Oh, I have hiccups now because I drank so fast and I've been talking this whole time. Bishops haven't moved from square 1, with the white queen in the lead and the black queen falls a few squares behind. So she's trying to rush the knights up as well. Well, closely by the white knight, the black knight, the white pawn, and the black pawn. Of course, we don't really need to care about the actual placing. White side has more dice, so it's probably safe to assume you're only a few rounds away from defeat if you don't do something. What's taking you so long? What's the rush? We got time. You snap back your fingers, or you snap back as your fingers hover aimlessly over the chessboard, something you're doing on purpose to wear down the king's patience. This is a waste of time and you know it. Want to just give up now? You say next I can turn the tables? Patience never gets you far, mind you. I like that. Just try showing, or just trying to show you an easy way out. Humans love saving face, no? Well, thanks, but no thanks. After replying impassively, you pick the queen. With the dice, however, you aren't so lucky this round and roll only a 4. You know that the king would be leading even after this round. Hey, Alpha. You're going to lose. What are you talking about? Your poker face is quite something. Your left hand's been shaking, didn't you notice? Ah! Holding down your left hand, hidden underneath the table, you feel your palm covered in a fine sweat. Looking up, your king's expression remains unchanged, the crimson eye of hers reflecting in your face. She smiles, seeming indifferent to the game's outcome, but satisfied to see you suffer and embarrassed. Hot? I mean, what? Calm down. I am calm. You're not poking fun or trying to play tough, you do feel calm. Your body is tormented by tension, but your mind races on. How difficult can it be when there's a game with 2 kids came up with? Very, actually. Was chess made by children? I don't think so, something else. Chessboard follows an international chess, 64 squares. Not counting the king, and especially functioning bishop, each player has 4 pieces, and each with 7 dice at most. They can make 42 moves. Oh my god, they're making an actual rule set here. The queen, on the other hand, double mobility, has a maximum moves of 84. Executing events on squares grants rewards, but also has the possibility of battle to steal the opponent's dice. Since the number of event squares is fixed, the calculation reveals the best moves, minimizing the impact of luck. Unfortunately, with the game already 5 rounds in, it hits just now that the game works similarly to tic-tac-toe, in that the first move can usually dictate winning or losing. That sucks. You know what really matters. I know. Think about why instead of how. The game itself isn't important. What matters is why it takes this form. A real chess player focuses on things beyond the game, like the ninjutsu. This slowly made sense to you as the countless games you've made so far follow a certain fellow player. Ridding your mind of those noises and quickly calming yourself, you look at the king once again, right in the eye. Funny how you never speak when it's your turn. With it, the king slowly lowers her hand. It's been hovering over a piece. Well, would you fancy a pleasant, friendly chat? Not really asking for pleasant, friendly. There's no rule against that, is there? Interesting. Is that how you sweet talk to that agent? Communication can indeed solve many problems. In many places. Everywhere. Provided it stems from good intentions, right? Is that what you're seeking? Good intentions? What if it actually exists? If the world had even one little bit of goodwill toward her, none of you would be here right now. You don't understand Luna at all. If that's so, you truly understand your sister, Alpha. When she was struggling desperately in a lightless void, did you know what she was really thinking? Do you really know what her wish is? So, what do you want? You think you're fulfilling your own will, but why do you keep mentioning her? You're even using her face. Oh, I see how it is. You're a puppet after acting on her behalf, right? What did you say? This is some sort of plan, right? You said all that just to upset me. I can be meaner? I wish it could be that easy. I kind of like the idea of poking even further. I can be meaner, I want to give it a go. The real Ascension Network wouldn't be as emotionally rich as this. You really think I'm a fake at this point? No, but I don't find you particularly special either. You're just a coward hiding in a toy house you built, and wanting only to play house with people. You're no king. You're no different from anyone else here. Heh. So, does that mean I should just go ahead and physically eliminate everything here? Would that make you happy? Who's twisting kindness? Who lacks compassion for the weak? Is it you who crave conflict, or me who seeks peace? You truly believe you're pursuing peace? When did I ever say I was your enemy? You perceive me as the enemy, but am I really? Why can't we be allies? Why can't this game just be a friendly frolic among friends? Jokes have their limits. And how do you coexist peacefully with Alpha here? Aren't you enemies? Well, we don't get home unless we beat you. If you stand firmly by what you believe, why didn't you just cut each other down the moment that you met? Your attempts at sowing discord are pretty childish. No, on the contrary. I hope you can get along even better. Exactly what you're trying to achieve with all this. Isn't it obvious? I'm filtering the malice of this world, trying to rid the world of it completely. I'm trying to get rid of these meaningless conflicts, which would allow all those who understand compromise to exist peacefully. Wouldn't that be a higher form of civilization? So that's why you created those white mental images. She's trying to dye everything in the same color, so there is no conflict to be had, and so peace is because of a dictatorship. I see. You're just depriving us of the right to choose. Dictatorship. Yeah. Choice leads to conflict. Conflict leads to chaos. Chaos leads to harm. To all this, coercive measures must be necessary. This game is a second chance for the transgressors. I hope they all realize how meaningless all these conflicts are. If there are better ways to go about this, I'm all ears. Of course there is. Tiny arcs of light stir on Alpha's hair as a pale blue energy slowly courses into her left eye. I don't mind tackling problems head on. You sure you really want to point that sword at me, Alpha? You refused to become an agent because you didn't want to be trapped in a dog-eat-dog cage. Now, I'm showing you new possibilities for filtering. Yet you still stand against this path? Or is it that you simply don't care about finding the answer, because you're just too proud to walk with anyone? Even when that person is your... King pauses before breaking into a smile and falling silent. Alpha hears that word, obviously. Sister. It's your turn, LeaIsChill. The round count goes from 13 to 14, as the king makes her move. Did you find something out? Didn't figure much out, but one thing is clear. She's not Luna, nor the Ascension Network. For now, let's keep playing this game. Quitting halfway through isn't how I roll. Me neither. Hell yeah. Alright. By the way, we're getting to the point where it's going to be nothing but fights soon. So we have one more, and then there's going to be a fight in every chapter after that. Let's go. Hostility reflected in flame. Ah! Blocking the slice slash with her black katana, she spins and kicks her opponent away, then charges her cannon for a final shot at her unbalanced foe. This design is so cool, but it's even funnier that now that I've seen the movie, I see her as like a very different character. It's Yomi. And Yomi was just kind of a jealous high schooler who wanted to keep her friend all to herself. As the smoke clears, the girl with the scythe walks towards her, a thrilled smile on her face. Nice! You truly are a worthy opponent, Blackrock Shooter. One of the dice around Deadmaster flies away from her and toward Blackrock Shooter, indicating the latter has won this round. You lost this time. I did, but you never know what's going to happen next time. The round count on the scoreboard goes from 27 to 28, signaling its black side to move. We're taking the lead now. Is that so? You've been keeping such a close watch on me, so much that I'm sure you have no idea what's happening behind you. The girl with the green eyes approaches Blackrock Shooter and whispers into her ear. She looks up at the holographic castle and sees the specks of light representing her, and the Deadmaster are close to the goal, while the other pieces are still fighting. Lucia's knight is under attack by 2 white pieces. As for Fida, Blackrock Shooter never really thought she'd be useful anyway. Wow! That's rude as hell! Reaching the goal first means nothing when your fate is already sealed. I alone am enough. Yes, exactly. You don't need anyone else, so don't you dare look away from me. I am the nightmare you can't escape, the nemesis you are destined to confront. I am your girlfriend. You're difficult to shake off, I'll give you that. So I haven't seen the series yet, so I don't actually know if they're trying to go off of the series canon or the movie's canon, but I only know the movie at the moment. But, never mind. Blackrock Shooter shakes her head, looking quietly at the chessboard. Oh, Mato. I'm gonna take a drink real quick. I've heard if you drink some kind of milk, it actually is worse for you when you're trying to read stuff. So from here on out, if I take a drink of my Cafe Au Lait in the Max Coffee, I'm gonna try to make sure I drink some water too, so it helps. What should I do? She steps forward mechanically, recalling what the craftsman told her before. She has thought about ignoring the dice's commands, but she never managed to work up the courage to actually defy it. She knows perfectly well that the pawns will never make it to the goal, and she doesn't know if she's going to refuse to be sacrificed when she has to make that decision. She can't even properly say what she wants, opting instead to keep running away. She should have just walked away from this mess in the first place! She's a coward, unworthy of mention, deserter on the battlefield. She thought she had abandoned her fate as a mental image, yet she came here in place of those left behind. What in the world? Rita, you're here. Milaka. What's wrong? I haven't seen you in the village these past few nights. Are you still thinking about what happened that day? I believe everyone has come to understand you by now. People don't think it doesn't matter to me at all. It's just, I'm a little... What are you thinking about exactly? Milaka, why do you have to be enemies with her? Huh? Everything you taught me, did they come from your heart? What are we really fighting for all this time? The operation of the corridor? Progress of the world? Are these grand reasons really why we started killing one another? Vida. That day, when the black sword was pointed at me, you know what I saw behind those eyes? Full of questions, she sought the ultimate answer from within that flame. Honestly, is she gonna say compassion? Or pity? I saw a person. Oh. A person standing amidst the battlefield strewn with corpses, their black cloaks soaked with countless stains of blood. I saw that person holding a sword, the terrifying smile on their face. I saw myself. Ooh. The music also swelled right there. I don't know if you noticed. She witnessed a vision. Her sword pierced through an enemy's chest, and the blood that came splattering out, fluttering like wings of a butterfly. Her emotions boiled over at that moment, experiencing an unprecedented, exhilarating pleasure. Like trying to fill a vast void within herself, she yearned to harm any being that came close to her with her sword. And that's when it hit her. That she had seen the same expression countless times before, and yet she'd chosen to look away from it again and again. Same expressions she'd seen every time she killed a mental image on the battlefield she set foot on. They all wore the same expression. Elation. Everyone genuinely enjoyed her harming others. It was only in that moment she understood, when she first opened her eyes and Malaka reached out to her, with what the smile curling at her lips meant. That she'd be able to kill again? That she wasn't celebrating the birth of a new life. It was celebrating that more conflict shall arise in this world. That it hasn't ended yet. I am very afraid. Not of her, but of myself. If one day I were to, then I would accept it with open arms. Malaka? Have I ever told you about the previous Vida? No. Could it be? She was once my best friend. Even if, as you say, all mental images are keen on hurting at one another, I firmly believe that I would never see her as an enemy. But I was wrong. We are far more narrow-minded than we like to admit. I can't remember our relationship, or can't remember when our relationship first cracked. I only remember that in the end she raised her weapon against me, and I killed her with my own hands. It was on that day you were born before my eyes. So we can't stay the same forever because we are not perfect. That is why I'm not afraid of us becoming enemies. I understand that if that day comes, it would have been entirely your own choice. Yet, to think you doubt my sincerity, that does make me feel sad. I didn't mean to. Even if our reasons for conflict seem trivial, even if they started out as nothing, we can still give them deeper meaning. This might be an excuse I use to comfort myself, but it's the one I choose to believe in. No matter what, there's one truth I hold, completely and utterly from the depths of my heart. Even if you and I become sworn enemies one day, even if we cease to exist in the future, I still hope the next Malaka and Vida can be friends. This sounds like exactly what the movie was doing as well. It sounds like reflections of, even if eventually our relationship deteriorates, I hope that if it ever happened again, we would end up being connected because you made me better. Even if I did have to run away, even if I did have to hurt you, I'm still happy that we had these moments together. And even if we do disconnect in the future too, the fact we are here right now and embracing one another is important to me. That's really interesting. They're kind of saying the same message of Black Rock Shooter. That's precious. What meaning would there be in that, Malaka? She murmurs and hears a symphony of swords clashing ahead. The meaning is that you being here made us better. the fact that we had each other in the first place, even if we lost each other, it still changes how I operate in the world. It still changes how my heart sings to the world. It's because there was Afida and Malaka who were friends that I can continue to go on. That's good. That's some really strong writing. That is... Lucia, I imagine? Such a tough fight. The girl with a katana sidesteps White Mental Image's thrust, then immediately deflects another White Mental Image's slash. 3 chess pieces are landing on the same square, and they're fighting. They fight big time. Don't underestimate me! Even though she's outnumbered, the girl's spirit doesn't waver in the slightest. Great distance between her and herself and the 2 white mental images, and starts to fight. That moment, she swings and creates a pale storm of ice shards. The flash of a blade. Before the white pawn can react, her sword is already cleaved in half. The last dice on the pawn disappears and the figure dissolves, signaling her exit from the game. Let's press on! Oh my god, she's like battle damage now. Those plates having like giant cracks out of it is so unfortunate. Knight's still trapped in ice, so this is the time. Thruster on her back ignites, with energy propelling her forward at lightning speed. I've always liked the idea of like jetpacks to get momentum for slashes. As the blade touches the knight's neck, her frame makes an unusual noise. Orange flames screech, and a screech of electricity erupt from the exhaust vent on her left rear leg, an expected overload, disrupting their balance and rendering the assault ineffective. How could this happen at a time like this? The wear and tear of the intense battle turns into a fatal flaw at that moment. Oh my god, the blood. Knight breaks free, and her sword slashes Lucia's chest. No! Rita shouts reflexively, running toward Lucia's position only to be stopped by the barrier dividing squares. She can only watch as the few remaining dice on Lucia decrease. The knight also turns her attention to Fida. You! Her fists clenched tightly against the barrier, her eyes glaring intensely at the white-clad mental image. Oh, you know who that is! Even though her face is hidden from a cloak, her aura is completely different. She recognizes her. It's Malaka! Fida. The white mental image playing the white knight slowly speaks her name. Oh, shit. Are you really going, Malaka? Yeah, someone has to take responsibility for these incidents. The first Malaka died going to the castle for the first time. That castle poses a threat not only to one village. If left unchecked, the entire corridor will be in danger. Do you really think so? Since when did my authority fall so low in your eyes? I know you're still confused. I won't ask you to join me. You know full well this is no different from challenging that black demon. I know, but like you, I too am searching for an answer. I can't allow myself to stop moving forward, Fida. Because conflict is just something she's drunk on as well. Seems your pawn refuses to heed your commands. You've lost. On the chessboard, the pieces representing the black side begin to dim one by one. And what punishment awaits the loser? Wait! Malaka was the previous king that was running the game. She was the leader. Punishment? Why would there be such a thing? Just a game, isn't it? A game. Merely a pastime. Win or lose, nothing changes. So you weren't here to eliminate us then? No, this is just a means, not an end. I have no interest in you flawed beings. What I seek is something controlled by What I seek is something those controlled by conflicts can never comprehend. Never to be comprehended. What? You look skeptical. The endpoint of conflicts is nothing. There is no exit, no answers. This corridor is merely cycling the same endless loop, leading only to extinction. There is no friendship between the two conflicts. Our meaning is not for you to define. And so she fights that concept. I'm not defining anything, I'm just stating facts. I never sought your understanding, but this might be quite interesting. Would you like to see for yourself? You're seeking an answer. You remain silent for a long time. She has many reasons to refuse, but ultimately she takes the king's hand. That moment, She sees an entirely different world. Countless lives perish. She shows her all of punishing Grey Raven. Countless values vanish. Sky crumbles. The Golden Sea breaches in a single night. Disasters are unleashed. Irreparable mistakes are made. Tortured souls, entangled fates. This is such a cool image, by the way. The little faces poking through the red network. Like a drunk, generated mass, but it still has the faces of the people who are part of it. Shadows circling unceasingly, a nauseating carnival. All illusions eventually converge into one place. That is the essence, the origin. Back into one network. It is a mirror. And then, the mirror reflects her own image. Huh. Milaka? Why are you there? The knight doesn't respond to Fida's shout, quietly sheathing her sword. The turn shifts, and the dice on the knight lights up, guiding her to the next area. Things seem to be taking a turn for the worse. Sia props herself up with her sword, standing shakily. Sparks fly from her frame's exhaust ports. Moving appears to be problematic. She drags herself and her almost immovable leg to Fida, a bitter smile on her face. The knight can intercept an advancing piece, forcing them to battle. Lucia herself is the knight of the black side. Her persistent struggle to break through the white side's blockade is due to the unique properties of the knight piece. Now in my current state, her dice are down to 2, and the white knight still blocks the way. Don't push yourself. Wouldn't it be better to stay here? No, the commandant still needs me. I might not make it through to the end, but I can still be of some use. There's a chance for us to win this game. I need to create the opportunity for the commandant. Why? Huh? Why can you speak of such things so casually? That person you call the commandant. Why are you so willing to sacrifice yourself for that person? This isn't a sacrifice. Are you angry? No, it's just that we've only just met. Haven't had time to get to know each other. Commandant and I have been together for a long time, since the day Grey Raven was formed. Our story could fill nights of tales, both good and bad. We've had our differences, and argued more times than I can count. But at the end of every departure, we always reunite under Grey Raven. It's because we've been through so much, because we know what's best and worst for each other, that I can say this. Commandant would never ask me to sacrifice myself, and I won't simply give up my life. Even without words, I can understand the Commandant's intentions through actions. I'm just repaying that trust. Trust. And although it's a hunch, a kind of unreliable intuition, the dice on Lucia's body lights up as the turn shifts. She brushes the dust off her face, offering Fida a firm smile as if to comfort her. She grips her sword, standing tall. Commandant and I have faced countless crises, trapped in many dire situations. Every time I thought it would be the end, we've always managed to overcome the end. This time won't be the end either, because the journey we're on is still long. And so she has faith in the person that both knows that there will be a hardship to overcome and has faith in her to help them both overcome it and live together. Two maidens, they are arch enemies but also best friends. That applies both to Blackrock Shooter and Fida and Milaka. Okay. Because Blackrock Shooter and Deadmaster wouldn't have this conversation ever, because they're people who have lives that will go on past this fight, they're the type that would never talk about these things out loud. But because Fida and Milaka are people that only know conflict and death, they're willing to have the conversations more early because they know that their lives are short and limited. Interesting. She knows only 7 squares away is the finish line. Deadmaster also follows closely behind her, yet still one round away from catching up. If all goes well, she'll reach the finish line first, ensuring the black side won't lose by having all its pieces eliminated early. The real test comes when she has to simultaneously confront both Deadmaster and the knight from the white side. Companions. She recalls the image of the white-haired girl carrying the Odachi, who, for some reason, hasn't joined the game since entering the castle. Yeah, Alpha's been written out. Now's not the time to think about that. Her dice lights up, rolling a 6. That's like a half roll. She has 12 total. She looks at the number silently for a long while, her expression somewhat resigned. Such bad luck. She was so close, just a single point away, because she was 7 away. With a sigh, she takes a step forward. Her footsteps echo down the long corridor. The finish line in sight, she's forced to stop just short of it. And just as she steps on the final square, a white halo spreads from beneath her feet, plunging everything into darkness. She triggered an event. The card shows the castle flips, revealing the image of 2 crossed black swords. It's a battle. Steadies her breath, her hand resting on her long sword at her waist. This is an endless wilderness under a leaden sky. This is the conflict in which Fetus saw her. This is the battlefield. Countless figures emerge from the distance surrounding her, and that's Malaka. They are her enemies. Here is where her conflict begins. Okay. Are they gonna make me kill black ones? Because if that's gonna be the case, I'm actually kind of uncomfortable around it, but that's definitely intentional. Because I've been fighting only the white pieces so far. I wonder. Man, this sounds so much like Tales music to me. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like it's a battle theme. Alright, I got about an hour left before I have to go to my therapy stuff, so I wonder if we can finish this in time. That was a cool shot. I want that for the thumbnail. So it's a bunch of white pieces pierced on big javelins. This is... Nope, we're fighting white pieces. Damn it! I would have been so happy if they actually replaced the models a little bit. I know... That's not always, like, what they do. Oh! No, there are black ones! Look! Oh, wait. No, they just had, like, a single moment reflected where it turned them into black ones and then they changed back to white because they're trying to reflect it. This is the ones that she killed in the battle back then that are now fighting her. That's what they're implying here. They're redoing the battle from back then that turned all of these guys into the white pieces, but they used to be the black pieces from before. They put even more intent into this than I thought. I respect that. Alright. Will they do the flash of black again, I wonder? I wonder if I have to get perfect dodge to be able to see it. I want to see. Alright. Jump me. Nope, it didn't do it. Okay. I just wanted to test it. It was like a split second. Okay. Fire! Unfortunately on the video, this is a lot more bit ratey than it was. Yeah, these are the black ones. Oh my god. I'm kind of sad that I'm fighting them now. But unfortunately on video, this turns out a lot more bit ratey because of just how fanciful the effects are. But when I'm replaying this on my actual PC, as I'm currently doing right now, it looks a lot better than it does on video. I just want to tell you guys that, because this game is actually really impressive. Unfortunately, just videos, I can't capture it at a rate that I need. Oh, Deadmaster. Hello. What's up? Why are you here? Had you landed on my space? She no longer remembers how that day's battle lasted, or how long that day's battle lasted. Raising her cannon, swinging her sword, countless particles of light scattered. Shouts, roars, and wails pierced her eyes like needles. Wielding an unquenchable blue flame, she surveys anyone trying to approach her. She sees a figure reflected in her pupils, witnessing two sparkly, different emotions. Fear and joy, cowardice and excitement. Because they love conflict and they're afraid to die. Black figures emerge endlessly from the horizon. For each one that falls, 10 more charge forward. Like moths spiraling in the dark, drawn to a glimmer of light, they converge here. She feels a touch of annoyance. Doesn't understand the meaning behind all of this. Momentary lag appears tirelessly on her body, and her sword is knocked away. Ending it all now wouldn't be so bad. Her thoughts overlap with the incoming sword tip. And then, ding! She sees a flash of green light. A girl wielding a scythe cuts down the sword aimed at her in a single swing. Huh. Almost like even Deadmaster doesn't want to see her give up. Without a word, she picks up the sword that fell to the side, standing beside the girl who suddenly appeared. I found you, Black Rock Shooter. Where is this? Never mind, it doesn't matter. Deadmaster, you disappeared without a word, and my heart nearly broke. No, I'm not quite sure myself. Anyway, let's just take out these nuisances first. Why help me? Why? Isn't it obvious? Your journey can't end here. I won't allow you to be defeated by anyone other than me. We are destined to entwine forever. Our conflict will never end. That's precisely why I'm questioning. What can our battles bring about? She asked the question and Deadmaster refuses. At least they brought us to this moment, didn't they? The moment where we're side by side. Back to back, the two stand, their weapons reflecting hostility from all directions. Because of our conflicts, we can join together here and help someone. But that someone just happens to be together right now, or each other right now. Then stay with me for a while. Aww. Deadmaster. Mato just wants Yomi back. The lengthy battle finally ends. Though it's just a replay of past memories, they still took a toll on her body and spirit. She tries to step forward, but her body involuntarily shakes, and she half kneels down. Taking on alone the enemy she had once fought with Deadmaster nearly sapped all of her energy. As a reward for completing the event, a golden dice falls in front of her. Instead of numbers, it bears a tiny cross symbol. Reaches out and grabs it, but the dice vanishes immediately. She doesn't have time to dwell on it, as she hears footsteps coming behind her. Ta-da! I've caught up to you. But she's happy. After that memory, she actually feels happy to have her by her side, even if they are fighting. Why the smile? Nothing. Just reminiscing about the past. A red glow faintly spreads beneath their feet, turning the grid into a battlefield for two chess pieces. Back then, With the fall of the last mental image, the wilderness returns to silence. Alright, now there's no one disturbing us. Raise your weapon, Black Rock Shooter. The grievance is from you leaving without saying a goodbye during a last encounter. And the one before that, and the one even before that. Today, I intend to settle them all. See, I don't recognize that from the movie. I'm really curious if they're going off of the series canon. Before we start, I have a question. What? What exactly are we to each other? That's? Eh? Okay, wait, if you're asking me to define it, could we be friends? Of course. More than friends, we're best friends, aren't we? Are we enemies? Yes. Why else would we keep fighting? So we're both friends and enemies. It sounds strange hearing you say it, but isn't that the case? What's the matter, asking this now of all times? No, just using the time to chat and regain some strength. When did you become so cunning? We always learn something new. Ah, are you mocking me? No. You are, aren't you? We always learn something new. Every time we clash, there's something new that we learn about each other. In the movie, Mato's first interaction with Yomi is she accidentally calls her too tall, and Yomi says that that's one of her, like, complexes. I wonder if that's what it is. Every time you learn something and create a conflict in that little interaction, it's like you're clashing a little bit. And you're both friends trying to pull it back from that point where you're hurting each other, and enemies in the fact that you're poking fun at those little parts that they are anxious about to try and heal it, so they can get over it and focus instead on being angry about it. I wonder if that's the intention. Nostalgia aside, I won't let you outsmart me this time. You're better at that sort of thing, actually. Anyway, you can't defeat me now. How about we pause for 10 minutes? Not a chance. The black sight slices through the air toward her. She tries to block with her sword, but is sent back flying by a skillfully applied force. How about this move? Futile. Raises her cannon, charging up only for Deadmaster to get eerily close, and her scythe locking onto her throat. The scythe falls, the blue flame slowly extinguishes. Duh. She watches the last die fly toward the dead master. The white light begins to radiate from her, as she feels herself slowly disintegrating. This signifies her defeat in the game, signaling her exit. It's over, Blackrock Shooter. No. No, it's not over. It will never be over, Deadmaster. We are arch enemies, aren't we? Our conflict will never end. Yes, that's right, Blackrock Shooter. The green-eyed girl murmurs softly, gazing at the reflection of the castle. You wouldn't have just let it end it like this, would you? She walks to the final destination, pushing open the grand door. It ends in her defeat, but she had like a cross die as well. The conclusion. Breaking away from the shackles. Oh, we're playing as Alpha! On the scoreboard, the symbols for Black Queen and Knight dim. So, no thoughts of surrendering now? Unless you truly checkmate me. Are you still pinning your hopes, or pinning all your hopes on that pawn? Her name is Fida. Why are you so desperate to win? Let me guess. Perhaps you are driven by a sense of duty to protect your companion. The greed for wanting something from me. The kindness cultivated by sweet nothings of comradeship and bonds. Or is it just pure competitive spirit? Wait, okay, theory! Are they gonna have it so Fida reaches the end by herself using the die that Blackrock Shooter just had? And Fida gets queened? And she turns into her? I wonder. There are many reasons. Unfortunately, this game will not satisfy any of those purposes. You're just trying to find a way out of the way back to the so-called original world through me, right? That's one of my goals. Unexpectedly thrown into a strange event, you find yourself in a place that, well, exuded an era of a Demon King's castle, Dai Mao. Plus, there's a villain who seems to have evil intentions, in a world on the brink of destruction. At this point, all you need to do is gather your companions, reach the final boss's castle, and embark on a thrilling adventure. Utilizing your exceptional wit to turn the tables, your thought-to-be-lost allies revive one after another, hugging each other in joy and relief. The crisis is neatly resolved. A cause for celebration? Or is this the ending you longed for in your tale? No matter how insurmountable the difficulty, there's always a solution. Even if the journey is filled with despair and sorrow, the conclusion always brings a slight solace. After all, you've weathered many similar storms. Regardless of the outlandish circumstances, there always seems to be a sensible way out. It's a consistent logic. Or rather, it's the principle of contradiction at work. The heroes always have to win. And your imagination defeating me would solve the contradictions. Am I right? Have you ever considered becoming a novelist? Too bad I don't believe in such stories. Standing against me is utterly pointless. From the beginning, it was never possible for you all to return. You don't seem very surprised. You expecting me to be? Corridor is a mirror. Did that self-proclaimed craftsman tell you as much? Alpha, did you know this all from the beginning? No, not from the very beginning. You're more cunning than I thought, Alpha. If you'd be more honest at the beginning, this farce might have ended sooner. The mirror. Everything in this corridor is but a reflection in the mirror. Be it you, Alpha, or Lucia, none came from the original world. You've been here from the beginning. You're just copies of the main characters reflected in the Collab story. Corridor reflects the mental image. You are your thoughts, your emotions, your past, your present, your future. However, a shadow in the mirror can never step outside its surface. This story was never contradictory from the start. Your conflict with me will lead nowhere. Will lead nowhere. Do you think I would lie? So, shall we see what unfolds once this game is over? I can even reveal the answer to you in advance, but nothing will happen. Even if you fancy yourself a dragon-slaying hero, you've picked the wrong castle, LeaIsChill. Alpha, wasn't your purpose to return? What, you're blaming me for not telling you the truth? Ugh. You could have been honest with me, wouldn't have changed anything. Accompanied with a soft sigh after a long silence. Would it have influenced your actions? Would it have affected how I feel about them? Alpha chuckles, seeming to anticipate your reaction. You're wrong, you cowardly king. Contradictions do exist. At least, they exist between you and me. Alpha watches the king, her stance unchanged regardless of her thoughts, never wavering from the start. Why, Alpha? The mental image of the corridor labels us outsiders. The craftsman said our presence here was an error. The mirror of the corridor was never meant to reflect us. There must be something else serving as a medium. So here's my theory. Did Mato, in the real world, the one who currently controls Blackrock Shooter, play Punishing Gray Raven on her phone, see that Alpha was similar to her OC, and decided that she would really want to see Blackrock Shooter interact with Alpha, which happened to bring in the Doctor or the Commandant and Lucia as well, because they were the ones reflected in the main story and the conflict. Is it the fact that this is still like a mental world, but it's influenced by the real world, and so they're doing like a meta play where it's actually Mato in the real world created the mental images of these copies of the main characters inside Punishing Gray Raven? Because that's fucking sick! If that is the case, if that's what they're intending right here. Because it really does feel like they're implying that at the moment. And obviously we can't see from beyond the mirror, but they're saying right now that these characters right here aren't the ones from the main story. They're the mental images of what someone who's the medium is perceives to be the Punishing Gray Raven characters as. That's crazy. That's a crazy meta concept. Luna's the one who brought them in then. It's instead, she's the medium who dragged them over because she could see beyond the network. Okay, that is less cool than I thought, but I do respect that. Luna's consciousness, or rather a shard of it, has indeed come here. It shouldn't stay, it needs to return where it belongs. You're not the real Ascension Network, Luna is the mirror, and you're just her reflected shadow. So, yeah, Luna got reflected as she came in here for a very short amount of time, and it happened that her own thoughts also created the mental images of what would defeat her, because Luna is not only the embodiment of evil, she also believes in the good that overcomes that evil too. Huh. So what do you see through this veil of shadow, Alpha? If you truly understand everything, you'll know what side you should pick. The ones you've been trying to eliminate here have always been the same person. That girl in black stands in your way no matter what. You removed me, an uncontrollable factor from this game to ensure her downfall. Everything was arranged against her. So you said victory or defeat means nothing to LeaIsChill. If LeaIsChill loses, you use Lucia as leverage, forcing LeaIsChill to abandon that girl as the king. You know this naive fool wouldn't let go of someone so easily, even if they've barely known them for a day. That's why you cleverly staged this dilemma. Thought your idea of a game? Nothing more than a meticulously planned murder. My wish was to create a world with no conflicts. But as long as that girl in black exists, she will breed conflicts, which is inherently incompatible with the peace I desire. Where does this wish come from? Don't you understand, Alpha? You've been through so much with her and witnessed the same world together. Oh, the essence of conflict lies in that mutual hatred, which inevitably leads to mutual destruction. Both of you are victims of malice. Why can't you comprehend such a simple wish? If she could remain in this world, the one I have reshaped, she'd never have to suffer again. She would enjoy internal stability and warmth. As her sister, isn't that what you wanted? LeaIsChill, you too. Aren't you tired of saving the Earth time and time again? Don't you want to see an end to the constant crises that befall you and those you hold dear? I can offer you a future you've dreamed of, free from the burdens of your past. In a true paradise, you'll find enduring happiness. This isn't a dream, not a conjecture, nor a negligible possibility. It's a reality that only you who exist here can experience. The king extends her hand as if sincerely seeking reconciliation. She wants to create her own Eden in this corridor, where everyone can live happily. Under her governance, the mental images will cease their conflict, giving rise to more advanced civilization. All it takes is the sacrifice of one girl, without any other cost. It seems so effortless, so easily attainable. Daga kotowaru. Yet I refuse. So, you made up your mind. No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains unchanged. Do you truly comprehend the situation at hand? Even if you refuse my proposal, you won't find a new path. Are you worried I might be lying? Do you doubt my ability to fulfill these promises? I don't think you're lying, nor do I doubt your capabilities. I simply reject every word you say. As expected, humans are fundamentally unable to escape their predatory and harmful nature. I only need to eliminate one person. I won't take anything from you. Even so, you choose to be my enemy? Utterly foolish. Just like she said. I am an undeniable fool. Maybe the wild card is what we need right now. And I don't need such a cheap form of happiness. I only do what I believe is right. I've said many times you're just a coward who refuses to confront others. Everything you're trying to build is just plain worthless. Are you denying your own sister's hopes? You know what awaits her when she leaves here. There, you can't protect her indefinitely, but here you can. It's not a choice. If you reject my proposal, your existence becomes truly meaningless. Even so, I won't let Luna stay in this prison woven by herself. This isn't a choice either. So, what can you do now? My queen has ascended the throne. My knight stands guard at the finish line. She is out of the game, and I've achieved the result I desired. Only a minor pawn remains. What can you possibly accomplish? You still have other pieces to play besides her. On the scoreboard, marking the numbers of dice, a golden dice symbol lights up. This is the final event reward for Blackrock Shooter, a special dice that could grant an extra dice to any piece. Even if you use it on the piece that's been taken out, it'll only return to the start. Bishop, knight, queen. Having any of them is futile. They can't possibly reach the finish line. It doesn't need to reach the finish line. I fully understand your intentions in designating me as the rook. Your efforts to keep me out of the game. In chess, rook is the sword and shield of the king, both chariot and castle. That's true. When necessary, the rook will swap pieces with the king to shield it from any harm. You castle! But Luna, as much as I wish to, I can't always be there to protect you. Wait! You can't leave. You promised you would always. I'm leaving now, Luna. A golden dice floats before Alpha, lighting the dim rook on the scoreboard. Alright, let's play the final round. So is it that she made Alpha her own rook? That's what it seems to be implying there. Vida. She walks along the final corridor. At the end of the corridor stands a colossal door, in which lies the end of the chessboard. Before the door, a white knight stands in silence. With the sword covered in cracks and frosted with bits of ice, the knight surrounded by ice he has yet to melt. Vida recognizes these are signs of a battle by the girl named Lucia. It's been a while, Vida. What in the world is going on, Milaka? I need to stop you here. I still have so many questions for you. I'm sorry, but I can no longer answer them. Is this our inevitable fate? This is not fate. We exist in a constant state of desiring to harm others, no matter when or no matter where. This is the outcome we all anticipated. Draw your sword, Vida. You can't run away this time. Ah! But I'm playing as Alpha, aren't I? I guess there's no Vida character. She's only for the story, so... I see. Oh man, I like what they're doing here, though. I actually didn't read this part of the story, obviously. The chessboard is fragile. Alright, it's time to make our final move. Ooh, this is a cool hallway. These look like... It's kind of like a bishop's crown, no? Also has crosses on it, so I kind of get that. Violating the rules is unforgivable. We should be in harmony, no cheating. Out of my way. Alright. I've been playing Alpha more and more in my daily life, because obviously I use her as my main character, and so now I understand her gameplay a little bit better. She's fucking sick. She's the only character that her dodge is damaging. And so the whole thing is that she's constantly offensive and meant to always be in on the enemies. And in that way, she's so overwhelming. When playing a Devil May Cry game, I'm playing someone who's from Dynasty Warriors. Oh, she hit me. Ow. Dodge out and full damage. Ultimate. Yeah. Nice. Now I need to draw my sword again, so... Let's do it! Draw! I also love her design with like the little bit of highlights in the bottom of her hair. She'd be so hard to cosplay, but it's so cool. Shouldn't this be the part where I suddenly get stronger? Vida, you haven't changed a bit since then. Also, you don't need to wear those stilts, man. You're just trying to look cool. How long are you gonna run away from this? Get up. Alpha. Hey, Milaka. Oh, you see her eyes just barely for a second there. You have to take her down. I know. Let's go. Oh. Alright, I'm just gonna keep on watching you and dodge whenever I get the chance. Nice. Alt. She has 87 health bars? Never mind, she's down to 53. I just need to make sure that I'm bodying her the way that she wants to be. Vida, I want to see you fight, actually. Can you attack her instead of circling in circles in the corner over there? Vida, no! Vida, you have to be cool! It's supposed to be your big cool moment. You're supposed to be not stepping in the corner being all weird. I can't tell if the things being thrown at me are Vida helping or hurting. Alright. Let's do it, though. Damn. Oh, I got a full heal. Thanks, Vida. It seems like that's Vida helping me. It's hard to tell because it has, like, the damage indicators that all enemies usually do. Okay, Knight. Oh, you're healing. You gotta die faster then. Yeah, I think that's Fida helping me. Alright, I'm just gonna pop my yellow one more time. And then when she comes down again, we ult. The biggest slash of all time. Yeah. I like the, like, pose like she's a dragoon from Final Fantasy, though. I've always found the idea of enemies that jump to be super cool. Unfortunately for you, Malaka, this is about to be GG. It's over. You did it! Fida. Oh my god, and Fida hugs her like inside Blackrock Shooter. Holding her close for one final moment as she ends it. But she has no choice but to kill her. The whole thing in Blackrock Shooter is the conflict ends in one big stab. So is this... yeah, this was the conclusion. The conflict, I think, is going to be completely different. So let's just go ahead and hop into it. I only have 20 more minutes, so let's hope we can get through both of these next ones. Good job, Fida. As sad as it might be. The blade pierces through the chest of the White Knight. Heh. What a wonderful smile, Fida. He's not smiling. At this moment, she realizes the vision she always had been reluctant to recall. She touches her face, her fingers tracing the curve of a slightly raised lips. Oh. She realizes she's smiling. She doesn't understand why. Smiles should be reserved for moments of joy, yet she feels a void. Like a void she doesn't know how to fill. A mask she puts on. She stands there, waiting for a smile to fade from her face. Time to go. Until Alpha grabs her cloak and drags her through the final door. Wait! There's no need to rush, I'm still catching my breath. By the way, why are you here all of a sudden? The rook piece can add its points to an ally's combat by consuming one of its own dice. Simply put, it's a highly convenient unit that can appear when needed. Sounds like a rule you just made up in within 5 minutes. Then what do you think about would be reasonable? You broke through the king's constraints with your strong will to save me, creating a miracle outside the rules. Something like that. Alright, forget what I said. Pretend you didn't hear it. Done reflecting. Alpha continues to drag Fida forward. Wait, isn't this the time for one of us to say something profound and elevate the situation? We're about to enter the final battle. Let's have some sort of, like, ceremony, okay? So, what do you want to say? I don't know. Malaka probably wanted me to understand something. But even now, I don't know what the right thing to do is. After everything we've been through, I should be a little more mature. I should find answers I'm looking for, and I should focus on ending all of this. But when it really comes down to it, everything is different from what I expected. I don't know what's changed about me. I don't even want to know. I don't even know if anything has changed at all. Nothing really has changed. A pawn is promoted when it reaches the end of the board. But it's not the pawn itself changing. The player simply replaces the pawn, putting another piece in its place. A pawn is still a pawn, and never truly becomes a queen. That's supposed to comfort me. Supposed to be comforting. In the end, it's just a rule within a game. Decides nothing, defines nothing. The world can't be easily understood as a game. Relationships among people can't be as simple as the roles chess pieces represent. Moving forward may not change anything, but only by running away do we truly change nothing. Ooh! Oh, that's a good line! Oh ho ho! I think a lot of people need to hear this. There's a lot of people that are adverse to conflict in their daily lives and know that their relationships are getting rockier or don't want to solve that thing that makes them uncomfortable within those relationships, and so they kind of run away from those moments. But of course, when you run away, all it does is push that to another day. Nothing changes, and you move on. It's only through confronting other people, through conflicts, that you can truly understand one another better. And it's important. Moving forward may not change anything, but only by running away do we truly change nothing. If you're really looking for an answer, there's no need to rush. The journey is still long, but that's just it. If you think that you're on the path to solving it, or you see reflections of yourself already on track, it doesn't matter if you don't solve it immediately. You just can't run from it. You can't put it in a neat box and put it somewhere else. Every time I thought it would be the end, we always managed to overcome the end. This time there won't be an end either, because the journey we're on is still long. You're telling me this to... Of course, to get you to hurry up and open that door. Alpha gives Fida a push, causing her to stumble, nearly falling. I get it. Though still a bit hesitant, Frida stands in front of the door. At least I only need to make it here. A pawn is promoted when it reaches the finish line. She places her hand on the door. Black Rock Shooter. Does this mean you owe me a favor? Next time we meet, if there's a next time, you'll have to go easy on me, considering what happened this time. She pushes open the grand door. And then... I promise you. Sword in hand, she steps through the open doorway. She cuts through the chains of her path, moving forward. Her left eye ignites with blue flames as she looks up at her longtime nemesis waiting for her. The girl sits on a throne, her green eyes filled with laughter, looking down on her. Let the game commence, dead master. With this battle, let's put an end to this conflict. I wonder if that's implying that Fida and Malaka's journey also mirrors Mato and Yomi, or if it's just them using it as a foil to finish off this story and then reviving her. She sacrifices herself for her sake. Regardless, it's time for the final boss battle against the Demon King. Let's do it! This is literally the same skulls she had inside the movie's fight too, and so it seems like they're just doing kind of choreography from the movie and reflecting it in actual gameplay, which is kind of sick. I didn't get it the first time I was fighting this battle in my casual time, because obviously I hadn't seen the movie recently. But even the skulls that were around her are literally like one-to-one the movie. Stab. I think I should just fire. Fire! One of my favorite VAs as well is the one that does Black Rock Shooter. Oh! Domain expansion? Dead Master's Castle? Let's do it. That's a rad shot. She's taller now. She actually got like a foot taller. Get out of here. Wait for a combo to end, because obviously we just don't want to get hit a bunch. We have to actually dodge the chains, by the way. Those are real and physical. Oh, she's jumping. Oh, Lord, she's jumping. I didn't dodge in time for that one. Shit, is she gonna body me? Wah! Okay, I lived that one. Big stab. Oh, that hurt. Oh, it instant revives me. I appreciate that. The other version of this fight did not do that. Get out of the way, and we keep on rocking. Black rocking, and then we shoot. It's the dumbest joke I've ever made, but let's do it. All right, so these chains are real. I accidentally ran into one of them, so I think I'm gonna get hit by this. Oh shit, she's pulling a building down. Help, 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 help. Oh, I got hit by the full thing because I couldn't get out in time because I hit the chain. So yeah, we have to dodge those chains very intentionally. She literally does a Kingdom Hearts 2 at me. That's sick as fuck, though. Ah! I gotta admit, this is so cool to me. It feels like I'm playing the movie. And we never really had a Black Rock shooter game released. So it's cool to have this get some kind of adaptation like this. All right, 2 skulls. And Toxic Yuri. Stab. Yeah, it's so sad to me that the story of Black Rock Shooter, they do start as such good friends, but it's because they knew each other so well, because they became such good friends, that they can have these conflicts and be so upset at each other as well. And they're also the only ones who could hurt each other as much as they do. In their heart of hearts, because they know each other, they can also hurt each other and know what the other one wants. Hate to admit that I'm saying this shit, because I also understand it, because I've kind of been through a lot in my life, right? But it's just wholly unique in the way that they're adapting. Hey, you're a giant! Hello! I think I dodged that properly, but that is horrifying. Oh, you hit me. God, you're so big! Giantess tag within your Toxic Yuri. Oh, dodge it again. And... Whoa! No, I got hit by the last one. Damn. Alright. Oh, the music stopped. What is this ticking? Oh my god! They're playing the Miku song! Oh my god! I never played this with audio the first time! They're playing the Miku song from the actual Black Rock Shooter series! Holy fucking shit, they're doing the full thing! For the big finale of the fight, they're playing it. I hope I can play this and it doesn't actually copyright me and kick it out. I'm gonna keep on talking over it because I have to. But that makes me so happy. I got chills. I have chills right now. Oh my god, this is actually really nostalgic for me. Because I used to listen to the song all the time. Because, oh, she just grabbed me. Ow. That's sick! But even then, because of Fetus Spirit, I'll always be revived. Dead Master, it doesn't matter how much you bully me. It doesn't matter how much you damage me. At the end of it all, because of my connections, because of what I have, you'll never defeat any of me. And so, goodbye. This is some sick choreography, too. Oh, yeah! They do the hug from the movie. And in the movie, Yomi falls out of her back, but here it's just them. Yeah! Come on. That is exactly what they had to do. They literally call it a domain. It was a domain expansion. Oh. God, that's cool. Deadmaster's domain gradually collapses, the surroundings reverting to its pre-battle state. I lost. Isn't it about time you let me go? It's a bit nostalgic. I'm a bit reluctant to admit it, but with this, a victor has been declared in this game. This is... Commandant? Lucia, are you alright? I felt distracted for a moment. Has the game ended already? What? What just happened? I opened the door and... then what took place? What are you planning on doing? Alpha's eyes are drawn to the king, a solitary figure standing before the throne. What's wrong? Not a fan of lively scenes? That room couldn't host so many people, so I thought you moved somewhere else. The game is over. Indeed. You've won. How does it feel? Exhilarating? I've said before, even if you win, nothing will change. We're just circling back to the beginning. In other words, now is also the beginning. No matter where you go, or how fate twists and turns, you will never change, right? Oh, why did my voice crack there? Like that actually hit me. Huh. That's a hell of a line. This would be the most ideal moment to conclude this chapter, if there were more space. But this is a story born from an error. Perhaps it should have been the end in an erroneous way. Are you going to... In the blink of an eye, the king makes her move. He summons a crimson rapier and aims it at you. Commandant! Lucia is the first to react, activating her thrusters to block the king's path. Her feet are suddenly ensnared in crimson thorns bursting from the ground. Darn it! Rapier quickly approaches, and at that moment your eyes catch a glimpse of crimson lightning. Alpha raises her sword in defense, but to her surprise, the king neither dodges nor deflects Alpha's attack. Instead, she allows the blade to pierce her chest. You... The king's smile is twisted as she grips Alpha's hand, guiding the blade deeper into her wound, inch by inch. The deeper the blade penetrates, the closer she gets to Alpha. Eventually, her figure fills Alpha's vision. As the king draws nearer, a soft glow emanates from Alpha's left hand, hinting the stirring of her dormant punishing virus. A deep red seeps out, finally forming a storm that envelops them both. Ah. A girl is sitting at a distance, picking up scattered chess pieces from the ground, resetting them on the board. She steps closer to the girl, who also notices her. Alpha? Luna. She kneels before the girl. It's time to go. You remember the way home? The girl nodded. Will you come with me? Sorry, Luna. Not this time. Remember what Mom and Dad used to tell you, Luna? One day, you'll have to go home on your own. But don't be afraid, Luna. I promise you. When you get home, I will be there waiting for you. Alright. The girl stands up, gives her a lingering look, and begins to walk away. Because this Alpha isn't her Alpha, but it's still the reflection of the Alpha that she cares about, the one that wants her to succeed. Are you satisfied now? You... The king's figure starts to fade away, her words of malice left hanging in the air. See you later. Feeling the punishing energy within her calm down, Alpha turns to face Lucia and the others. What's our next move? We all know what we must do next. This alternate dimension space hasn't collapsed yet. The creator of the castle is gone, but her influence still lingers. You're referring to us, right? Exactly! Wait, what are you trying to do? Shouldn't there be something for the craftsman to... Shouldn't this be something for the craftsman to handle? Eh? Where'd the craftsman go? She's gone? It's because Luna was the craftsman. I've achieved my goal. What happens next is irrelevant to me, but... My purpose has never changed from the beginning. Raises her sword toward Alpha. She's going to confront us. Feeling the hostility emanating from those blue eyes, Lucia instinctively readies her own sword. To them, our existence is no different from the king. I'm afraid that going forward, mental images will start to see us as the enemy. But we're just allies moments ago! What are you afraid of, Lucia? We are errors, things that must be eradicated. Even so, a world that can only tolerate correctness is in itself the biggest error. So, how will you prove it? With the most direct and the simplest method. The two red katanas facing the same direction as ice and thunder resonate together. Hey, what are you guys doing? Hasn't everything already ended? Intimidated by the standoff, Vita steps back in fear. Ended already? The battle between me and my dearest nemesis has indeed come to a pause. But the fight between my best friend is just beginning. Clutching her scythe, Deadmaster moves toward Blackrock Shooter, or stand beside her. You aren't going to stop them. You can join them, you know. I have no interest in stirring up trouble here with you all. Sometimes the reason for battle vary widely. Not all fights stem from hatred and hostility. Our journey isn't over. It seems we'll be lingering here a bit longer. And our steps won't stop here. I don't quite get it. The heart full of questions, she summons her courage and lifts her head, and faces this newly transformed battlefield. She captures the silhouette of the four individuals in her eyes. For a moment, she feels the fleeting gaze of the girl in black. This is the beginning of a new conflict. And the girl's eyes ignite with flame. She sees a vision. She sees burning meteors and icy comet tails. Now kiss. Rising flames and crimson thunder. Flashing stances, hearts seeking to unite. Not just a single conclusion, but a myriad of possibilities. She sees different destinies intertwining here. This is the loading screen, by the way. A miracle flickers and fades. Yeah! That's the shot. That's the fucking shot. Okay. I don't think I ever saw that. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and read this last little bit before we wrap up for today. I gotta hurry though. Nighttime in the Craftsman workshop. Shadowy figure appears behind the Craftsman. What are you doing? I'm watching the stars. This isn't a metaphor or anything, I'm just literally watching the stars. The Craftsman is adjusting an old optical telescope, seemingly cobbled together by whatever materials she could find. With such a primitive tool? In the history of many civilizations, these were the first eyes gazing at the cosmos. It's simple, crude, but fascinating. You can only see a silhouette of the universe. Just a silhouette, but it's enough to mark a beginning. Don't you think we've reached the end a long time ago? End and beginning are just two knots of the same string for us. From here to there, and from there to here, it's all the same. How do we define the beginning, and which is the end? In a way, a starry sky. Such a narrow yet expansive concept. Stars are like mirrors reflecting the eyes that gaze upon them. This one, that one, the one over there. What are they called in your world? Ursa Major, Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. Ursa Major, named after the shape it forms. Exactly. Really? That's quite amusing. Here, they remain unnamed. Guess it's only a matter of time. Even with different beginnings, the end we reach will not change. If we follow your analogy, that would be a dead end. Perhaps. You seem quite fond of this planet. I suppose? The patterns of its basic particles are fascinating and they easily entangle. Likely a gotcha machine. If you know what's inside, you still look forward to what the next shake will bring. Yeah. Sometimes it does bring a bit of trouble, though. Her drifting this far is somewhat of a miracle. Yeah, and it's added to my workload. For us, it is but a moment. But now I'm just speaking for me. Would you like me to help? You always this eager to help? Like you said, just fixing some minor errors. No need. I've solved most of the issues. The rest, I think it's okay to leave them as they are. I think doing so will give birth to unknowns. That's what we crave most, isn't it? Ooh, that was totally the king being reborn. At least in my opinion. I'm not quite sure, but the blue hair construct removes her connector and sits up from the experience pod. How does it feel, Lesty? Oh, wait, what? Oh, it was a girl jacking into it then. I think it's fine. External readings show no anomalies. Based on the materials you submitted earlier, I believe the risk to safety hazard is negligible. With this, the control court's work is essentially done, given the precedent set by Hamlet. The document approval should be quick. What do you think, Miss Leone? Ishmael offers a polite smile, inquiring into the definition of the World Government Association of Art behind her. This is known as Leone, who has been idly observing the bustling researchers in the lab and snaps back to reality with the sound of her name. Ah, sorry, but I was a bit lost in thought. So the machine is fine? Phew, that's a relief. I thought we were going to have to encounter a new bizarre issue. Miss Leone, let's set that aside for a second. We're clearly marked the issues previously rejected your technical applications. For instance, your proposal for a giant space combat humanoid machine, Becca, with a single pilot cockpit. How could we possibly approve your request to use engineering's force resources or something like that? She wants to make an Evangelion? Is that what they're implying? They're going to have an EVA collab? Your applications managed to overflow the Science Council and Engineering Force's mailboxes every month. The Control Court has received complaints more than once. Are these the ones that actually facilitate every collab then? Because there was a Nier Automata one as well that I didn't actually see the content of. Typically, jovial Lesty takes on a rather serious tone, indicating how much of a nuisance Leone has been. The words sound exactly like those old fogies at the council. Always saying no to this or that. They're really just anything interesting. Old fogies? I'm merely... I've heard our chief technician mention that Miss Leone was quite the maverick even during her time at the Science Council Section 2. What are you doing here? A young man in a sleek lab coat steps through the door only to find his path blocked by a laboratory by 3 people who don't belong here. Quack. It's Asimov. Seeing Asimov's face, Leone's expression shifts dramatically as if swallowed by a duck. Why are you people from the control court here? Huh? Strange, didn't you get notified? Just some minor work, already wrapped up. We just wanted to inspect subsequent models of the Hamlet theater play machine. Here to check for any potential technical or safety hazards. Hamlet, I remember someone telling me that the World Government Association of Art wanted to take back maintenance work, so this was for that. The visual technology of Hamlet is a relic from the Golden Age. Although the Science Council was in charge of maintenance, they didn't have spare capacity to restore the technology and it's essentially a black box. If the World Government Association of Art is willing to take over, it would be a good thing. Perhaps it could even contribute to the technology of a remote connection for constructs once the association has finished analyzing it, and remember to submit a technical report for Section 1. People outside are being loud. Wait, why should I work for you for free? Sharing results is a fundamental rule of technology. I've never seen the Science Council share anything. Well, not my fault. There's nothing else, I'll be leaving. Members of the Central Court should be mindful not to disturb the work of the researchers. And so he leaves. That's why I hate coming back here. By the way, good tummy. Good tummy. Anyway, I'm saying nothing else but that. They're looking to commercialize Hamlet this time. Okay, I'm just gonna start passing through this. It seems like they're just saying a bunch of stuff. So you're saying that the thing in the computer felt like it was a dream. So when people are in a dream, they don't realize they're dreaming. How'd you achieve this? Did you block some sort of sensory signal? Not sure. Maybe it just simulates the similar effect. Something a scientist should say, but I don't get it. Well, yeah, you don't know what to say. Original Hamlet had some magical features, didn't it? The requirements doesn't trigger anything that similar to photosensitive epilepsy. Not sure with my imagination, but I think I saw a figure inside. Figure, can you describe its details? Girl with black twin tails seemed to be a blue flame. Only flashed for an instant, my memory was quite fuzzy. I'm not mistaken it for something else. Black twin tails, a girl with a blue flame. Don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds pretty cool. It's a virtual image created by somebody. It's a test machine. Only loaded a few scenes from material library. Didn't have time to design any characters yet. Be a bug? How about inviting LeaIsChill, the Grey Raven Commandant, to try it out? I have a feeling that person would have quite a bit of experience with this kind of thing. Mentioning a name that everyone is familiar with. Yeah! Invite me over to go and play the collab story. As this area is fully confirmed, we should meet up with Liv and Lee in about 10 minutes. I see us leading the way, reporting mission progress. I mean, wrong, Commandant. Are you okay? No. Just a normal cleanup. You've walked this patrol so many times you could do it blindfolded. However, it seems odd to say today was indeed an ordinary day. The only extraordinary moment might have been when you passed by a ruined building. You glance up and are momentarily blinded by the sunlight. The light refracted by the glass is so intense you have to squint, but for a moment you think you see a flash of a dark blue flame. That strange feeling lasted for only a moment, and everything returned to as normal as it could be. It might sound odd, but I think I had a dream. Commandant, do you feel that way too? We didn't take any breaks, only been a few minutes to sweat with love from others. It feels like there was a moment that seemed to stretch on forever. Why I said it was a bit strange. Looking up, all you see is walls and a cloudless blue sky. Even though it might have been a trick of the eye, we should get a checkup at the Star of Life when we return. For so many bizarre instances, you developed a habit of constantly checking for anything unusual with your health. Now that you mention it, it's been a while since I last checked up on the condition of my frame. But Commandant, haven't you already used your free health checkup quota this year? Dude, my health insurance is out already? Too real, too real. I already got an annual pass, never mind. Where'd you get that? I was at the hospital perhaps before that. Sorry, I'm rushing. I just need to go, and this is so fucking long. Yeah, I hope so. Liv and Lee might be waiting for us. And somehow she stands over the world. Atop the ruins, a girl with black hair and blue eyes stands at the edge of the steel frame, backlit by the sun. In the distance, two figures gradually recede from view. No matter where it is, no matter whose adversary is, conflict persists. Her voice echoes in the wind, as if waiting a response, and the battle we had, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The girl leaps, her clothes billowing in a gusting wind. Like a bird flapping its wings, she disappears from sight. And so the collab story ends. I definitely do apologize for kind of rushing at the end there, but I had to leave 10 minutes ago. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I had so much fun recording the collab story here. I'm looking forward to seeing if they ever end up doing more collab stories inside this game. I have so much fun both seeing how they write all these characters and seeing kind of the depths of what they're doing. And so I've done up to chapter 7 inside the story. I think I'm actually going to try and spend the next couple of weeks on this game, focusing on the story and trying to learn a little bit more about it. Because now I feel very invested in the world and I want to see Alpha in the main story. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate everything. And next time we'll probably be hopping on something else, obviously, to check out whatever cool thing is around. For now, thanks for watching. Take it easy and bye for now. See ya.